The Curious Case of Barron and Donald Trump. Fiction, Reality, and Conspiracy Theories. In the late 19th century, American author Ingersoll Lockwood penned a series of children's novels of adventure stories. These books, Travels and Adventures of Little Barron Trump and His Wonderful Dog Bulger, Barron Trump's Marvelous Underground Journey, and a political pamphlet titled 1900, or The Last President, have resurfaced in recent years, sparking intrigue due to their apparent parallels with President Donald Trump and his youngest son Barron. What began as a niche rediscovery on internet forums has developed into a web of conspiracy theories, ranging from prophetic foresight to time travel. This story explores the similarities between Lockwood's fictional world and the real-life Trumps, while delving into the wildest theories that have captured imaginations online. Similarities between fiction and reality. Lockwood's novels center on a young German aristocrat named Barron Trump. The character is depicted as precocious, curious, and boastful, often touting his exceptional intelligence and living in a grand residence called Castle Trump. His adventures are guided by a mentor named Don, a wealthy figure described as the master of all masters. These details alone raise eyebrows when compared to Donald Trump and his son Barron. Also, Donald Trump's family traces its origins to Germany. This shared heritage adds a subtle but notable link. The most striking similarity is the name itself. Barron Trump is eerily close to Barron Trump, Donald's youngest son, born in 2006. While the fictional Barron's name is spelled with one R and the real Barron's with two, the phonetic resemblance is undeniable. Additionally, the mentor named Don mirrors Donald Trump's first name, and Donald himself used the pseudonym John Barron in the 1980s when dealing with the press, adding another layer of coincidence. In the novels, Barron Trump resides in Castle Trump, a lavish home reflecting his aristocratic status. Donald Trump, famously tied to Trump Tower on New York's Fifth Avenue, has long branded himself as a symbol of wealth and luxury. The parallel between Castle Trump and Trump Tower is one of the most frequently cited connections, as both represent opulent, self-named strongholds. The Last President. Lockwood's 1900, or The Last President, describes a chaotic election in New York City, where a populist outsider wins the presidency, sparking protests and unrest along Fifth Avenue, the same street where Trump Tower stands. The novel also mentions a cabinet member named Pence, which some interpret as a nod to Mike Pence, Donald Trump's vice president from 2017 to 2021. These parallels have led some to speculate that Lockwood foresaw a Trump-like figure destabilizing American politics. Some theorists focus on Donald or Barron Trump, speculating that one of them is destined to become a pivotal figure, perhaps even the last president referenced in Lockwood's 1896 pamphlet. Conspiracy theories, from prophecy to time travel. The rediscovery of Lockwood's books in 2017 has given rise to a range of conspiracy theories. While some see the similarities as mere coincidence, others believe that there is much more to the story. The most straightforward theory posits that Ingersoll Lockwood had some form of clairvoyance, embedding predictions about the Trump family in his novels. Proponents point to the specificity of names, locations, and political scenarios as evidence of foresight. They compare Lockwood's work to other alleged prophetic texts, like Nostradamus's Quatrains or The Simpsons, which has a reputation for predicting real-world events. Perhaps the most intriguing theory suggests that Donald Trump, Barron Trump, or both, are time travelers who inspired Lockwood's stories. This idea gained traction due to Donald Trump's uncle, John G. Trump, a physicist who reportedly examined Nikola Tesla's papers after the inventor's death in 1943. Tesla, a figure often associated with futuristic concepts like wireless energy and time travel, is central to this narrative. Theorists speculate that John Trump uncovered Tesla's time travel research, which the Trump family later used to influence history, perhaps even planting clues in Lockwood's books. Some versions of the theory claim Barron Trump is the fictional Barron, having traveled from the 19th century to the present, while others suggest Donald himself orchestrated his rise to power through temporal manipulation. Barron Trump's marvelous underground journey. The novel includes elements such as a portal to an underground world within a world, which some theorists have interpreted as a metaphor for time travel or alternate dimensions. The conspiracy theory linking Donald Trump to the movie Back to the Future Part 2 revolves around the character Biff Tannen and claims that the film predicted or was inspired by Trump's persona and political rise. The theory suggests that Biff Tannen, the antagonist in Back to the Future Part 2, was modeled after Donald Trump, and that the film eerily foreshadowed aspects of Trump's life, business career, and eventual presidency. In the movie's alternate 1985 timeline, Biff becomes a wealthy, powerful, and corrupt businessman who uses his fortune to influence politics, transforming Hill Valley into a dystopian wasteland. In the alternate 1985, Biff uses a sports almanac to amass wealth through gambling, builds a towering casino, and exerts political influence. Theorists compare this to Trump's real estate empire, casino ventures, e.g., Trump Taj Mahal, and political ambitions. Biff's abrasive, bullying demeanor, self-aggrandizement, and disregard for others mirror stereotypes of Trump's public persona. Screenwriter Bob Gale confirmed in interviews that Biff Tannen's character in Part 2 was inspired by Donald Trump. A Funny or Die parody, Donald Trump's The Art of the Deal, the movie, 2016, starring Johnny Depp as Trump and featuring Christopher Lloyd as Doc Brown, playfully leaned into the connection, depicting Trump as a time-traveling figure disrupting history. Some theorists argue that Back to the Future was a form of predictive programming, where Hollywood embeds future events into pop culture to prepare the public subconsciously. This aligns with other claims, like the film allegedly predicting 9/11 through coded references, e.g., the Twin Pines Mall symbolizing the Twin Towers. The Simpsons predictions. The conspiracy theory linking Donald Trump to The Simpsons centers on the claim that the animated TV show predicted Trump's presidency and other events related to his political career with uncanny accuracy. This theory, often discussed in the context of The Simpsons' broader reputation for predicting real-world events, focuses primarily on a 2000 episode and subsequent references to Trump in the show. The theory posits that The Simpsons foresaw Donald Trump's 2016 presidency, his political persona, and specific details about his administration, suggesting either supernatural foresight, insider knowledge, or predictive programming by the show's creators. Fans and theorists point to a 2000 episode, Back to the Future, as the primary source, along with later episodes and images that appear to align with Trump's real-world actions and presidency. The episode shows Lisa wearing a purple suit with a pearl necklace, which some fans later compared to Kamala Harris's inauguration outfit, suggesting a visual parallel. Trump on the Escalator, a 2015 Simpsons short, Trumptastic Voyage, depicts Trump descending an escalator, a direct reference to his June 16, 2015, campaign announcement at Trump Tower, where he rode an escalator to deliver his speech. A side-by-side image of the cartoon Trump and real Trump on escalators went viral, fueling the prediction narrative. However, the short was released after Trump's announcement to run as president. But fans often conflate it with the 2000 episode, amplifying the theory. The Simpsons has a reputation for predicting events like the 9/11 attacks, the Ebola outbreak, and many others, which lends credibility to the Trump theory in the public eye. Like the Back to the Future theory, some claim The Simpsons is part of a predictive programming scheme, where elites use media to subliminally prepare the public for future events. Theorists suggest the show's creators had insider knowledge of a planned Trump presidency, possibly tied to globalist agendas or secret societies. The Kim Clement prophecy.
Trump shall become a trumpet, says the Lord.
Kim Clement was a South African pastor and self-proclaimed prophet who died in 2016. He prophesied Trump's presidency in sermons as early as 2007, particularly during a June 17, 2007 event in San Jose, California. Clement's alleged prophecy described Trump as a future president who would be a hot-blooded leader, restoring America's greatness and aligning with God's plan. a simulation or Easter egg. A more modern twist, popularized by figures like Joe Rogan, suggests the similarities are Easter eggs in a simulated reality. According to this theory, the universe is a computer simulation, and the Lockwood-Trump parallels are deliberate clues left by its creators to hint at the artificial nature of existence. This aligns with broader discussions of simulation theory, where coincidences like these are seen as glitches or intentional markers. Conclusion: the similarities between Lockwood's Barron Trump novels and the real-life Donald and Barron Trump are a fascinating blend of coincidence, cultural reinterpretation, and possible time travel. From shared names and residences to political parallels, the connections are enough to spark curiosity, but fall short of proving a real prophecy. The theories, ranging from Lockwood's alleged foresight to the Trumps as time travelers, reminds us that truth can sometimes be stranger than fiction.